Good afternoon, and welcome to the College of Education and Health Professions 2017 Commencement. My name is Mike Miller, and I'm pleased to be able to serve as Dean of the College. Before we begin our ceremony this afternoon, I invite you to stand for the singing of our national anthem by Lisa Kolzak.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate the accomplishments of this outstanding group of students. This is an exciting day for all of you, our graduates, and an exciting day for the faculty who are here with us as well. We're proud of all of you, and I'm reminded of a short quote from a British mathematician, Alfred North Whitehead. He said, "No one who achieves success does so without acknowledging the help of others. The wise and confident acknowledge this help with gratitude." This quote reminds me that your accomplishments are indeed your own, but they benefited from many people around you. So please hold your applause for just a minute, and I first ask that if there are any mothers or fathers of graduates to please stand for a minute. Hey, hold your applause for just a second. Parents, mom, dad, stand up. Now, are there any brothers and sisters? Stand up, keep standing. Now, are there any grandparents, aunts, uncles, spouses, partners, friends of graduates this afternoon? If so, please stand up as well. So to our graduates, let's turn to all the people standing around you who've supported you and thank them. Graduates, as you remember your time at the University of Arkansas, you'll no doubt remember a class or two, whether it was in the Epley Center or in Peabody Hall or hiking down the hill to the Hyper, or more likely hiking up the hill from the Hyper. Your classes were scaffolded or scaffolding for your time here by your teachers, your faculty, the people who are so proud of you today. They're the ones who provided the substance to the whole structure of your college experience. So I ask all of our faculty in attendance this afternoon to please stand to be recognized. I would now like to acknowledge several individuals and groups. First, we have a number of distinguished guests and university officials with us today that I'd like to introduce. I ask them to please stand and remain standing until everyone's introduced. And audience, please hold your applause until I've been able to introduce everyone here. Our commencement speaker today from Crystal Bridges is Sandi Edwards. An individual who needs no introduction, Chancellor Joe Steinmetz. Vice Provost for Academic Affairs, University Professor Ro DeBrezzo. Chair of our Faculty College Council, Dr. Michael Hevel. Associate Dean, Dr. Janet Penner-Williams. Assistant Dean, Dr. Fran Hagstrom. Director of the Mann School of Nursing, Billings Endowed Chair, Dr. Julie Hoff. Representing the Department of Education Reform, Endowed Chair, Dr. Robert Moranto. Department Head of Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Michael Doherty. Department Head of Rehabilitation, Human Resources and Communication Disorders, Dr. Ketevan Mamiseshvili. Department Head of Health, Human Performance and Recreation, Dr. Bart Hamig. Our Alumni Award winners, Dr. Anna Egalite from North Carolina State University, Dr. Yvonne Johnson from St. Louis Community College, and former Dean and Professor Emeritus, Dr. Reed Greenwood. And our senior scholars, Bethany Holzman, Emily Richter, Chelsea Coker, Morgan Fritz, Kendall Hahn, Zoe Hawkins, Brooke Hollingsworth, Melanie Hosty, Sydney Peterson, Lindsay Richards, Celine Siamakun, Madeline Wagner, Monica Zebart, and Cassandra Ward. And our interpreters for today are Diane Bowles and Shannon Buccino. Please join me in recognizing our guests today. Now, I would like for our senior scholars to stand again for just a minute. And our senior scholars exemplify extraordinary levels of scholarship, achieving a perfect 4.0 GPA, or all A's in all of their classes. They're here today not only because of their personal achievements, but they also represent all of our graduates. So at this time, I would like all of our graduates in the audience to please stand with our senior scholars, and let's give all of them a round of applause to recognize their accomplishments. You may be seated. I'm now pleased to introduce Dr. Michael Hevel, Chair of our College Council, who will bring greetings from the faculty.
Thank you, Dean Miller. On behalf of the faculty of the College of Education and Health Professions, it is a great honor to welcome the graduates, their friends and families, Chancellor Steinmetz, and other members of the Platform Party to our commencement. There are two great days in the year of a university. The first is when we welcome new students in the fall. Our graduates, now in their last hour as University of Arkansas students, probably well remember their first days on campus, the anxiety of finding classrooms and making friends, as well as the excitement of meeting new people and learning new things. The second great day is today, commencement, when we bid at least a temporary goodbye to our graduates and welcome our newest Razorback alumni. In between these 2 days, of course, is where the important work of learning occurs. Our graduates have acquired both a broad education that enables them to be informed citizens and a focused education that will empower them to be successful in the workforce. Family and friends, thank you for sharing your graduate with us. In a room full of graduating students and professors, it may seem odd to say this, but you are responsible for much of the learning that has occurred. In the 1960s, a Stanford psychologist named Nevitt Stanford demonstrated that learning only occurred with a balance of challenge and support. If individuals weren't challenged to learn new things, remember more, and write better, they learned little. At the same time, if they were pushed too hard, individuals also shut down and learned nothing. The graduates have been faced with the task of learning a great deal, with the faculty providing most of the challenge and you providing most of the support. Graduates, if we're being honest with each other, just between you and the faculty, there may have been a time over the last several years that we've annoyed each other. You may have felt that we assigned too much reading, tested you over something we didn't cover in class, or worst of all, assigned you to a group where the other members were duds. From our perspective, graduates, you have probably at least showed up to class late once, sent an email with a question that was already answered in the syllabus, or perhaps you committed the gravest sin of all. You gave us a perfectly valid excuse for being absent from class, but then you asked, "Did I miss anything?" No, not at all. Of course we wouldn't have class if we didn't think it was important. The good news is that we will soon forget our annoyances. You will start new adventures and be grateful for all that you learned in college. We will be glad to have you applying your classroom knowledge to real-world problems. So stay in touch and visit often. One email or drop in from alumni telling us of their good fortune brightens any faculty member's day. Good luck, graduates. Go out into the world and show it that the University of Arkansas is a great place to get an education.
Thank you, Dr. Hevel, for your remarks and for representing our outstanding faculty. I'm now pleased to welcome and introduce our speaker, Deputy Director of Crystal Bridge's Museum of American Art, Sandi Edwards. You can read her biography in the program, but I'd like to mention just a few things about her. A Lenoir-Rhyne College graduate, she's an advocate for access to quality education. She put that passion to work raising funds to create access at Penn State University, where she was also on the founding team of the Penn State University World Campus. She came to Northwest Arkansas and spent 9 years raising scholarship support for the University of Arkansas, and was an architect who helped build the $1 billion Arkansas campaign for the 21st century. For the past decade, she's worked to develop the arts as a gateway for understanding the world around us. She developed a plan to provide free admissions to the Crystal Bridges Museum, but has more importantly used her role to build connections between the arts and education. So please join me in welcoming our speaker, Sandi Edwards.
Good evening. It is a privilege to share this special ceremony with you and those who have played a meaningful role in the success of your academic and personal career. Congratulations to each of you and all who radiate from you on this very memorable day. Over the last couple of years, I have been following the work of an innovative organization in Nashville called Musology. It's a group of hit songwriters, PhDs, and learning experts who have developed a music-based learning system using really cool videos. Rappers and pop singers explain complex math equations and terminology in fun and very engaging ways. The quality of the technology and music is impressive, and the improvement in test scores is even more impressive. Learning math through music. Why is it working? Music activates every neural system and subsystem in the brain identified by neuroscientists. In other words, music lights up the brain. Not surprisingly, students using this system of learning are responding with higher levels of engagement and comprehension, explaining that learning this way sticks. I was actually considering setting my remarks to Pharrell's Happy, so key messages would stick, but reconsidered. First of all, it sounded a little ambitious, and it was probably potentially annoying. So for those of you about to graduate, the idea of teaching complex math principles through the use of music is not unexpected. You get it. You totally get it. You accept that cross-disciplinary approaches using state-of-the-art technology will be a natural extension of your work. In fact, you will demand it. And we are counting on you to keep us focused in this direction, providing the momentum necessary to accelerate these advances in learning. I chose this example of innovation to shine a light on the dynamic environment that is teed up and waiting for you in every dimension of education and health. We have been waiting for you. Everything up until now has been waiting for you. See me, if you will, as a field correspondent deployed over the course of the last 4 decades to gather information about who is needed right now to advance our society. Quite simply, you fit the bill. For you, multiculturalism is a norm. You think globally. You thrive in a collaborative work environment. You are aware of the news as soon as it happens. You know how to seek it out. You understand that whatever occurs wherever you reside may have a profound effect on the lives of others well beyond your zip code. And in some cases, almost immediately. The smartphone is the center of your universe, where you easily multitask, accessing vital data, taking photos, replying to a text, all while using Apple Pay to charge your decaf soy latte with an extra shot and maybe some cream. You were born into the world of technology. You have never been astonished, threatened, or fearful of the computer. And you are tolerant of differences in others, especially adults who are astonished, threatened, and fearful of the computer. I am basing my confidence in you and your potential on a lot of data from this field research. 44 years ago today, I sat in a college auditorium ready to graduate. It was a heady time, a confusing, exhilarating time that was waiting for us, but not really prepared for us. In the 70s, peace and love, power were strong visual elements amidst the noise and confusion surrounding the Vietnam War and the rise of the civil rights movement. I was a rock and roll promoter throughout the entire decade, an ideal profession to observe the unfolding social patterns of the baby boomers entering the workforce who were examining and often rejecting life as their parents and their grandparents had known. It was a kind of freedom from authority itself, idealistic and idealist known for nonviolent protests could actually trigger violence. It was my generation, the me generation. Music was integral to every aspect of life, and popular anthems grew out of the hothouse of rebellion. Edwin Starr's War, John Lennon's Imagine, Cat Stevens' Peace Train, and Helen Reddy's I Am Woman. And it was loud. Women going to work in record numbers changed our nation as the first generation to have their children raised in a two-income household. This was a new environment, not only for the children whose mothers were no longer ever present, but for the mothers who believed that they could have it all. This post-World War II generation, often tagged as self-righteous and self-centered, if not far out, became known for being success-driven, actually living to work, and developing a buy now, pay later mentality. As the boomers morphed into what became known as yuppies, we were waiting for, but again, not quite ready for the arrival of the Gen Xers. Sitting where you sit today in the 90s, they were thankfully shaking things up by being far more entrepreneurial and very individualistic. While they were not born into the computer world, by their middle school or their high school years, computers had become the norm, and the transition from written-based knowledge to digital knowledge began to gather momentum, and very quickly. These grown-up latchkey kids would have a dramatic impact in the workplace, our communities, and our home life. Things began to feel and look very different with the introduction of new social terms. Work-life balance, casual work environment, casual Fridays, quality of life, and outcome-oriented, output-focused. There was a preference for diversity, high-tech, informality, and fun. They wanted to be rewarded with time off and constructive feedback. These were bright, engaging leaders, self-starters, and very results-oriented. They entered their jobs wanting to work with you, not for you. Embracing innovation seemingly everywhere, they developed an entirely new communication style, factual, blunt, informal, short sound bites that fit well with email, which was their dominant choice of communication that then became everyone's choice of communication. History will likely paint them as progressive and disruptive. So it was during this era of innovation, diversity, informality, and fun that Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art was conceived. It would become known as a disruptive force in the museum field and the cultural arts world, the first major new art museum in decades in this country. The first disruption was location. When news spread that a fine art museum was being built deep in the Ozark Woods, it confounded the art world. Critics asked, who would go to flyover country? And since Crystal Bridges opened its doors on 11/11/11, just 5 short years ago, people from throughout the U.S. and across the globe have come to these beautiful Arkansas woods to experience what we describe as the American spirit. located in a setting that unites the power of great art with the undeniable beauty of nature, a winning combination. In fact, Crystal Bridges has welcomed more than 3 million guests, becoming the 25th most attended art museum in North America. It has become a valued resource for our community and a key enhancement to our quality of life. These numbers are but one indicator of that success, something that is working and working well. Another disruption has been the museum's mission, to welcome all. Not just some, but all, a bold assertion. Now, having grown up in a global-centric and multicultural world, you may not see this as particularly disruptive. Why wouldn't a museum or any public space welcome all? Well, confronting cultural elitism, seemingly impenetrable barriers built around flimsy and destructive social perceptions, not only takes time and determination, but it must be the right time. And it is proving that this time, your era, is that right time. The world is ready for your leadership, your influence, and your commitment to advance access and inclusion in the communities where you will work, where you will live, and where you will play. You will discover that positive change of this significance does not happen in a vacuum, but in collaboration with strong, dynamic, like-minded partnerships. At the forefront of our museum partnerships is the University of Arkansas, whose public land grant mission serves as an agent for positive change. Together, we are using a multidisciplinary approach to identify and address societal issues and concerns using art as a catalyst. This is progress on a whole new level. Why? Because we believe in the transformational power of art, and we see the effect of it daily in our communities, our schools, and most importantly, the individual. And this is the one part that I hope will stick from my remarks. Art is basic to our humanity and to the advancement of our civilization. Like the music videos providing a more effective way of learning through technology in the arts, I am confident you are ready to take what we have achieved to an entirely new level. We are waiting for you. It is my sincere hope that we are prepared for you. We know we are going to have to bend to see our earlier selves in you and accept that you have a great deal to give us all through your fresh and optimistic eyes. But be prepared to teach us and be prepared to train us. And don't be surprised if we are resistant, just like those we encountered decades ago. I have come to realize that that's our role. It creates a natural tension that leads to the next breakthrough or cultural shift. I now understand that progress is contingent upon the blending of generations, all learning from the strength each contributes from his and her unique perspective, history, and experience. The joy and satisfaction of co-creating. Nothing is better. There is no question that you represent the leading edge and are ready to join the effort. We need your passion, your community spirit, your aptitude for technology, that service-oriented heart that made you choose as your career and your life path the noble fields of education and health. In 30 years, as we address the next generation that will be gathered here, sitting where you are sitting, it will be fascinating to see what words sociologists have chosen to describe your attributes. I have a feeling it's going to be favorable. You, graduates of 2017, kind and gentle, fierce and determined in all your unique and special you-ness, ambitious, multitasking, tenacious, entrepreneurial, citizens of right here and citizens of the world, it is your time. Come join us and challenge us. We've been waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandi, for such an inspirational address. This year, we continue our recognition of outstanding alumni from our college. The Dean's Advisory Council began these awards to honor outstanding alumni from our college in their respective fields of study. I want to call your attention to the printed program that lists the many accomplishments of our 3 outstanding alumni. First, I'd like to recognize Dr. Robin Bowen, who is receiving our Outstanding Alumni Award in Health and Human Services. Dr. Bowen, who is a graduate of our Rehabilitation Education and Research Program, is the president of Arkansas Tech University. She's at this very moment handing out diplomas in Russellville and cannot be with us. Please, though, join me in a round of applause for Dr. Bowen. Now I ask Chancellor Steinmetz to join me at the podium with Dr. Anna Igalate. Anna is the recipient of the 2017 Outstanding Young Alumni Award. A graduate of St. Patrick's College in Dublin and the University of Notre Dame, she earned her PhD in Educational Policy from the University of Arkansas. Her research on racial stratification in public and private education has been featured in the New York Times, USA Today, Politico, and The Atlantic. Upon the completion of her PhD here in Fayetteville, she spent the next year as a postdoctoral fellow at Harvard University and is currently an assistant professor of educational leadership at North Carolina State University. Thank you, Anna, for coming back to campus and allowing us to recognize your accomplishments with the 2017 Outstanding Young Alumni Award. Look right over here, please.
Thank you.
Next, I ask Chancellor Steinmetz to escort Dr. Yvonne Johnson to the podium to be recognized. Dr. Johnson is the recipient of the 2017 Outstanding Alumni Award in Education. Dr. Johnson earned her bachelor's degree from the University of Arkansas before going on to earn her master's degree from Colorado and her doctoral degree from the University of Texas at Dallas. A former Dallas Community College and Collin College instructor, she moved north to accept a faculty position at the University of Central Missouri. While at UCM, she served as the director of the Women's Studies and African Studies programs and was granted the Byler Award for Excellence in Teaching, UCM's highest award for teaching. She's received a Fulbright Award to Belarus, and in 2007, she became the Dean of Humanities at St. Louis Community College, a position she holds today. She's the author of The Voices of African American Women, the editor of Feminist Frontiers. Thank you, Yvonne, for allowing us to recognize your leadership in the field of education. We're presenting a new award this year, the Distinguished Contribution to Excellence for the College of Education and Health Professions. Will Chancellor Steinmetz please escort Dr. Reed Greenwood to be recognized with this honor. Dr. Greenwood is a 3-degree graduate from the University of Arkansas, is a former dean of the college and professor of counseling. With a distinguished career in rehabilitation counseling, he served as the associate dean for research of the college before being named dean. In his 8 years as dean, he increased the college's endowment from under $4 million to over $35 million. He hired 50 new faculty and grew enrollment over 50%, and perhaps most importantly, he hired me. He was named by President Reagan to the President's Committee on Employment of People with Disabilities and by Governor Bill Clinton to the Arkansas Board of Examiners and Counseling. He's a leader in the state and community, serving on multiple boards and panels, too many to list, including those of the Walton Arts Center, the Northwest Arkansas Symphony, and the Fayetteville Public Education Foundation, to name but a few. Dr. Greenwood's wife, Dr. Mary Ann Greenwood, a Walton graduate, is also here with us today to help celebrate this honor. Thank you, Reed, for your distinguished contributions to the university and to the college, and for allowing us to honor you with your achievements. Now, what we're here for today, this has been a great year for our college, and the quality of our students receiving their degrees is unsurpassed. We'll be recognizing students who are receiving the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Science in Education, and the Bachelor of Science in Nursing as members of the class of 2017. This morning, graduate students in our college received master's, specialist, and doctoral degrees at the university-wide commencement. Dr. Janet Penner-Williams, Associate Dean, and department heads will assist with the presentations. Elizabeth McKinley, Academic Advisor, and Liz Lee, our Director of Student Recruitment, will serve as the announcers. Now, will the marshals please escort our graduates for the presentation of their diplomas. We'll begin with the senior scholars awarded by Chancellor Steinmetz.
Bethany Holtzman, first rank, senior scholar, highest distinction. Emily Lee Richter, first rank, senior scholar, summa cum laude. Chelsea Ann Coker, senior scholar, highest distinction. Morgan Nicole Fritz, senior scholar, summa cum laude. Kendall Mary Hahn, senior scholar, highest distinction. Zoe Paige Hawkins, senior scholar, summa cum laude. Brooke Ann Hollingsworth, senior scholar, highest distinction. Melanie Hosty, senior scholar, highest distinction. Sydney Peterson, senior scholar, highest distinction. Lindsay Denise Richards, senior scholar, highest distinction. Celine Sia McCoon, senior scholar, summa cum laude. Madeline Wagnum, senior scholar, summa cum laude. Cassandra Ward, senior scholar, summa cum laude. Monica Zebart, senior scholar, summa cum laude. Dr. Julie Hoff, Director of the Eleanor Mann School of Nursing, will now assist with presenting of the degrees from her school. Hannah Marie Hamby, highest distinction. Hannah Sage Curtis, summa cum laude. Kylie Reed Broadhurst, highest distinction. Paige Gia P. Sarah Flores. Jacqueline Marie Johnson. Elizabeth Parsley. Lauren Spears. Kelsey Alexis Maurice Carpenter, highest distinction. Olivia Lynn Samuelson. Leslie Kathleen Pieper. Courtney Danielle Hardy. Paige Mangello. Victoria Stevenson. Jalicia Sierra Baker. Brooke Ellen Murphy. Seth Levi Ogle. Michelle Banowski. Kaylee Blevins. Savannah Elizabeth Nall. Amanda Dale Carter. Shelby Marie Robertson, highest distinction. Louisa Kerfman. Brett Kaiser Mendez. Haley Marie Evers, highest distinction. Caroline Coleman. Kelly White. Natalie Cheffy. Chelsea Dawn Johnson. Natalie Taylor DeLone. Christina Baraki. Ellen Hutzel. Jessica Prost. Allison Marie Herman. John Barth. Joel Beal. Brianna Reinholtz. Rebecca Perlin. Heather Nicole Hormuth. Katie Russell. Brianne Van Story. Grace Dormacy, highest distinction. Elizabeth Wall, high distinction. Madeline Page Wallace. Elizabeth Rhodes, high distinction. Molly Geyer. Chloe Knox. Brittany Ship. Danielle Pearson, highest distinction. Shelby Whitfield. Abigail K. Hant. Haley Bennett Jarrett. Mackenzie Swore Dobbs. Jennifer Ann Ruck. Amber Chatham. Claire Elizabeth King, magna cum laude. Dorian Nelson. Kate Elizabeth Hoolan. Catherine Teschler. Brooke Hotskins Ish, high distinction. Bethany Beyond a Lillo, high distinction. Emily Abrahamson. Lindsay Wickelman. Mackenzie Benish. Lydia Legit. Emily Taylor Diarmond. Kaylin DePetta. Haley Alyssa Henderson. Natalie Grace Pointer, high distinction. Tiffany Louise Harlan. Hannah Swanson. Layla Barevar. Nicholas Jude Holland. Taylor Ann Matlock, summa cum laude. Deborah Henderson. Mitch Navoychek. Sean Gassaway. Layla Sellinger. Elizabeth Ann Gamble. Charlene May Snyder. Megan Young. Mariah Elizabeth Montano. Sherry Ann Palmony Lee Vaughn. Emmett Worthy Blackwell. Katie Michelle Waller, cum laude. Rebecca L. Davis. Liberty Elizabeth Adams, highest distinction. Laura Bonnet. Jocelyn Centeno, high distinction. Caitlin Marie Old. Rachel McDaniel. Lane Elise Brazel. Jennifer Van Hook. Bethany Lauren Smith. Brittany Tiana Lewis. Bailey Phillips, highest distinction. Natalie Heim. Katie Beth Popel. Emma Tips. Beverly Page Norris. Shauna Jeffis. Renee Elise Elou.
Dr. Michael Doherty, head of the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, will assist with presenting degrees from his department. Kirsten Mariah Cagle. Jessica Renee Thompson. Olivia Parrington Farrow. Esmeralda Alvarez Ballesteros. Stephanie Cosette Chastain. Joanne Mitchell. Henry Richard Neal IV. Dalton Kane Tharp. Michael Berry. Tanner Boat. Danielle Vaccaro. Rachel Danielle Martin. Taylor Davis. Alyssa Lynn Drager. Lainey Alexis Ortel. Jordan Medley Wise. Sarah Helen Farabee. Chandler Nicole Wilson. Caitlin Yvonne O'Laughlin. Hannah Elizabeth Wells. Alyssa Mae Fernandez. Taylor Rogers. Anna Marie Neal. Andrea Kelly Ehlers. Mary Allison Judd. Sarah Whitney Michelle Wilson. Brianna Russell. Bradley Hockaday. Taylor Madison Swift. Jenny Valentez Marquin. Madison Mitchell. William Curdy Verholst. Hannah Elizabeth Neff. Kirsten White. Kayla Elizabeth Bowman. Jordan Carmody. Lauren Coons, high distinction. Laura Patsy Leopard, high distinction. Catherine Snavely. Emily Phillips, highest distinction. Caitlin Bennett, high distinction. Emily Mason. Hannah Elizabeth Olson. Julie Orrick, high distinction. Meredith Lucille Miller. Catherine Ann Lacey. Chelsea Taylor Theodore. Mary Catherine Hill, magna cum laude. Elena Blanco. Amber M. Smith. Yesenia Chavez, high distinction. Laura Catherine Teed, high distinction. Madison Lane Hitchborn, high distinction. Christian Amelia Roach. Shelby Lee Franz. Catherine Ann Reese. Jordan Nicole Smith. Ellis Millard. Mary Claire Farnan. Megan Nicole Johnson. Alexandra Lynn Johnson. Kendall Elizabeth Snelling. Lily Alexander. Sarah Nicole Newhouse. Hannah Zytek, high distinction. Sarah Heyman, summa cum laude. Courtney Whitehead. Ashlyn Garton. Helen Emily Musel, high distinction. Avery Elizabeth Byers. Samantha Ray Harp. Caroline Jessen. Candace Price. Brooke Shineman, high distinction. Sydney Lane Baggett. Carly Campbell, high distinction. Jackson. Rachel Hall. Madison Shapley, magna cum laude. Ann Keeney. Kayla Boyette. Abby Lunning, high distinction. Brianna Nicole Jones. Abby Elizabeth Peterson, highest distinction. Courtney Kretschmar. Marina Fountain. Arlette Jimenez, presented by Dr. Diana Gonzalez-Worthen and Associate Dean Dr. Janet Pinner-Williams. Maria Puente, presented by Dr. Diana Gonzalez-Worthen and Associate Dean Dr. Janet Pinner-Williams. Raciel Orpinza, presented by Dr. Diana Gonzalez-Worthen and Associate Dean Dr. Janet Pinner-Williams. Leslie Oropeza. Bailey Beth Pace. Lauren Haley Garvin. Maya Alkashvili. Chelsea Meganson Burton. Erin Candle Bender. Amy Coulter. Michelle Hester. Michaela Holmes. Brittany Charmaine Larry. Eleanor J. Hent. Morgan Kaznovich. Sheridan Anastasia. Caitlin Sanders Jones. Kendall Inneking. Audrey Elise Rollins. Jennifer Hackler. Melanie Keller. Sierra Logan. Ashton Calico. Dalton Delozier. James Tanner Rubach. Paige Marie Gentry. Amy Caprice Duncan. Elizabeth Kathleen Gibbons. Ryan Anthony Snyder. Kareem Reed. Sydney Ford. Corey Jones.
Dr. K. Mami Seshvili, head of the Department of Rehabilitation, Human Resources, and Communication Disorders, will assist with presenting degrees from her department. Emily Joan Marie Poole. Sean Anderson. Danoka Houston. Summer Nicole Young. Wanda Maria Ish, high distinction. Kimberly Dawn Hankins. Charles Oakes. Rebecca Winkle. Tori Alderman. Demetris Henderson. Justin Boleg. Tori Ann Abigail Mott, high distinction. Mackenzie Cooper. Carly Nicole Gibson. Alicia Freilich. Randy Bowser. Emily Po'omai Keolan Ihuli Weber. Kennedy Ann Cook, high distinction. Ann Thomas Raystrom. Allison Nadine Thomas. Sarah Elizabeth Smith. Lindsay Grace Fink. Shelby Michelle Peterson. Marianne Babb. Faith Snyder, summa cum laude. Christina Powell. Jessica Post, magna cum laude. Megan Rayanne Castles. Ashley Gray. Kyla Nicole Birmingham. Brittany Kunenball, highest distinction. Mary Heffley. Bailey Rose Pearson, summa cum laude. Mary Helen Ashley, highest distinction. Megan Chapman. Allison Ballard, high distinction. Jennifer Lawrence, high distinction. Marley Jennifer James. Emily Diane Thompson, high distinction. Andy Coors, high distinction. Hope Elizabeth Mosley, high distinction. Brooke Veneclaus, high distinction. Sarah Pivac. Alexa Milam, high distinction. Bailey Elizabeth Baker, high distinction. Anne Marie Smith, high distinction. Sarah Denise Scher. Kayla Rutner. Kelsey Lane Horn. Sarah Christine Coker. Kayla Waters, summa cum laude. Mackenzie Lee Lane. Jordan Rachel Roberts. Holly Celeste Heckman, summa cum laude. Kara Pestel, summa cum laude. Brooke Lee Bayoni, summa cum laude. Darby Bryn Kuhneman, cum laude. Jessica Stevenson, magna cum laude. Pharrell Lee Taylor. Haley McKenna Winstrom. Megan Lane Moline. Sierra Andre Robertson. Logan Allen Hayes. Danielle Renee Martinez. Taylor Gibbs. Abigail Christine Massa. Leslie Ann Bryant. Sharon Paulie Williamson. Corona Martin. Jorge A. Camero.
Dr. Bart Hamig, head of the Department of Health, Human Performance, and Recreation, will assist with presenting degrees from his department. Xavier Lewis. Ramon Henry. Joshua Reed Glassman. Sawyer Bergener. Sean Nicholas Bricker. Abigail Elizabeth King. Alexis Brianna Westbrook. Brianna Hobbs. Perrin Janelle Freeman. Kevin Edward Barnes. Tanner Wagner. Danielle DiCarlo. Jessica Jackson. Khadija West. Skylar Thomas. Velton Kennedy Jr. Lindsay Elizabeth Lawrence, high distinction. Whitney Freeman, summa cum laude. Hasset Dasim. Allison Paige Heimer, high distinction. Olivia Orsak. Peyton Holderman, diploma presented by Dr. Jeremy Batches, Assistant Dean for Administration, Director of University Recreation. Zachary Thomas Padera. Anna Richards. Catherine Artega. Jacob Lee Hudson. Benjamin Phillips. Courtney Nall, high distinction. Miranda Payton Warman, highest distinction. Sarah Pinion. Haley McCarver, cum laude. Elise Frankie. Skylar Davenport. Win Ho. Samantha Nelson. Sarah Easterling. Alyssa Parker. Annabelle Tabor. Rick Keiji Nomura. Walker Moore. Jessica Lara Rippick. Rachel Box. Brooklyn Brown, high distinction. Alexandra Fisher. Cameron Nicole Carter. Sarah Elizabeth Hastert. Nakaya Nate Douglas. Samantha Cisneros. Teresa Cortez. Haley Marie Lundberg. Kelsey Lauren Davenport. Madison Elizabeth Trost. Lauren Duran. Kelsey Stanford. Hannah Lorraine Norris. Carly Ann Rockmore. Jacqueline Rebecca Harrington. Haley Jean Roush. Allison Ruth Braggs. Taylor Casey. Eric Sieben Morgan. Colton McAvoy. Brittany Browning. James Glidewell. Morgan Elizabeth Peterson. Emily Ann Arnault. Thomas Edson Farst. Trey Thompson. Raven Lee Roselle. Sydney Elizabeth Treadwell. Caitlin Elizabeth Harvey, high distinction. Julia Zane Carter. Samantha Alexander. Abigail Alexander. Mimi Amanda Henderson. Alyssa Blumenberg. Samuel Oldani. Gregory Carter Morse. Andrew William Pence. Michael Joseph McCullough. Ryan Green. Marquez D. Washington. Audrey Caroline Smith, magna cum laude. Caitlin Carr. Taylor Foster. Andrew Graham McBean. Caitlin H. Carmen. Morgan Martin. Roger Eli Mora. Sydney Walters. Christopher Allen Ross. Robert Staggs. Logan Douglas Bryant. Tanner Scott File. Taylor Renee Swint. Madeline Olivia Pollitt. John Mark Spear Jr. Adrian Holschgeier. Austin Michael Nelson. Jessica Kimram Olson. Jamie Micah McBride. Alexandra De Leo. Caitlin Nicole Wilson. Tiffany Lane Foster. Michael Wayne Foster, high distinction. Marley Pierce. Megan Lopez. Cameron Brunner. Steele Reeder. Caleb Dean Bolin. Cody J. Henry Sr. Howard David Sims. Dallas McCabe. Caleb Eric Robbins. Kelly Schmidtberger. Karen Sinbandit. Gordon Welch. Grayson Allen Cleveland. Brandon Boatwright, diploma presented by Dr. Imbo, Faculty in Curriculum and Instruction. Braden Pippin. Stephanie Carollo. Christina Annalise Helmberger. Mackenzie Alexandra Kale, magna cum laude. Jordan Lee Shy. Haley Shea Bird. Gabrielle Morales. Lauren Ray. Catherine Lee Gerhan. Haley Caroline Franks. Sarah Elizabeth Hughes. Savannah Caitlin Beck. Alyssa Brielle Bryan. Ritzelia Raquel Rodriguez. Sophia Hyun. Philippa Moore. Jessica Kaplan. Catherine Ann McVeigh. Jessica Berry. Alexandra Weilman, high distinction. Troy Landon Hutchins. Ryan Arison. Kingsley Moses. Jaden Caring. Mariah Hadley, magna cum laude. Michelle Lumsargis. Lindsay Marie W. Kirby. Tyler Kiefer. James Patrick Stanzel Jr. Christopher Hart. Nathan Edgar Pickens Thomas. Corey Dobbins. Hannah Joseph. Blake Peterson. Benjamin Harris. Allison Michelle Paul. Alec Ray. Emily Brianne Bates. Stephanie Dienter. Logan Astudio. Melissa Ruiz. Peyton Prosser Cashion. Lauren Dobrock. Jake Mosman. Samuel Ferris. Leah White. Ryan Lee Ward. Dalton Terry. Madison Nicole Hover. Alexandra Perrault. Nicole Slabbert. Caroline Evanson. Rachel Caroline Hodnett. Chastity Hope Reynolds. Jeff Hunter. Savannah Marie Grant. David Sosna. Samantha Nicolay. Caroline Lee Gibbons. Clancy Brooke Frazier. Kennedy Waltons. Brianna Michelle Adkins. Nicholas Ryan Allred. Rebecca Schammel, summa cum laude. Jacob Robert Smith, magna cum laude. Connor Sleepicus. Cody Lane Collins. Lauren Elizabeth Selby. Sarah Elizabeth Dutton. John Taylor Herbert. Paul Heroin. Joshua Williams. Haley Hossman. Haley Austin Holt, high distinction. Alexis Jones, high distinction. Erin Helen Dunseth, high distinction. Matthew Clark Story. Megan McCarthy. Kana Lee Rambo. Lexi Morgan Huddleston. Catherine Elizabeth Montgomery, summa cum laude. Lauren Nicole Tilley, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Jane Necessary. Gabriella Zembrano. Presley Faith Van Kooten. Kaylee Ann Sieber. Natalie Ann Coaster, high distinction. Kathleen Marie Heath, cum laude. Logan Nelson Blackburn. Stephen James Nelson. Michael John Campbell II. Cody Shopper, magna cum laude. Matthew Noel Matlock, highest distinction. Ethan Douglas, magna cum laude.
Please join me in a big round of applause for all these graduates here today. I'm sure that some of what you're feeling right now is just plain excitement and perhaps maybe some bittersweet feelings about leaving Fayetteville as well. Some of you are going to stay here for graduate school, some of you are going to stay here for work, some will leave. But know that you'll be missed and that we're truly proud of your accomplishments. Tchaikovsky wrote in his novel, The Brothers Karamazov, "We shall soon part, and whatever happens to us in later life, if we attain to honor or fall into great misfortune, still let us remember how good it was once here when we were all together, united by a good and kind feeling which made us, for the time we were here, perhaps better than we are." Please do keep in touch with us as you venture into your lives and your careers. Now please stand and join Lisa Kolzak in singing the alma mater of the university. The words are included in the commencement program.
Over the fates of thy
You may be seated. Thank you, Lisa, for that beautiful tribute to the University of Arkansas. I'd also like to thank the Fayetteville Jazz Collective for our music, and again, Diane Bowles and Shannon Buccino for our interpreting services this afternoon. And finally, I'd like to extend my thanks to all of our faculty, staff, and volunteers who made this commencement a success, especially a few of them, Lori Foster, Denise Bigner, Jeremy Batches, and our marshals wearing the crimson red robes who assisted in the ceremony today. Again, please accept our congratulations and best wishes to all of you. And will the marshals please prepare for the recessional?